Daniel Davis is a retired US Army Lieutenant Colonel. He saw 21 years of active service. He is now a senior fellow and military expert for defence priorities, a Washington-based think tank. Daniel, thank you for being with us. I want you to listen to the General Secretary of NATO and his assessment of Russian troop movement inside Ukraine. Here he is.
According to our intelligence, Russian units are not withdrawing, but repositioning. Russia is trying to regroup, resupply and reinforce its offensive in the Donbas region. At the same time, Russia maintains pressure on Kiev and other cities.
The Pentagon also says this is not a retreat, but rather a repositioning and a new strategy with Russian forces now focusing on the Donbas region. Is that how you see this now playing out? Is this the new strategy?
Yeah, and you know, it's very interesting because that's the same thing that Russia's saying. They're saying almost the same thing that the Pentagon is saying. They're not attempting to say it's anything different. They are still keeping forces around Kiev, around Sumy, and around Kharkiv because their intent is to hold the Ukrainian troops in position so that they can't be repositioned to go to the Donbas. Meanwhile, they're taking some of the troops that they have up in the north and repositioning them down into the Donbas because that is very clearly now, and I've been seeing this develop for about 3 weeks, and now I think all sides are recognizing the center of attention, the center of all the fighting is in the Donbas, because really I think it's come down to whoever wins this battle is probably going to win the tactical fight and is going to be in the best position to get the terms to their liking in the negotiated settlement that is certainly going to follow.
So if this is now essentially a war over Donbass, that's the war these two sides have been fighting for about 8 years. So what does that mean in terms of timeline? Does it just drag this conflict out for months or even longer?
Well, it's important to understand what the Russian objective is. It's not the territorial capture of the area. It's the destruction of a large formation of Ukrainian armed forces. That's what their objective has been for a long time. That's why they haven't really attacked any cities other than Kherson and Mariupol, because those directly tied to the attempt to surround about a 40,000 member battle force of the Ukrainians opposite the Donbas. Right now, Russia is trying to flank the Ukrainians on the north and on the south. If they penetrate either one of those, it's possible for them to capture the entire battle force, and that would be a devastating and possibly lethal blow to the Ukrainians. So everything depends on Ukraine holding that line.
Russian forces appear to have abandoned the Chernobyl nuclear power plant as well. Does that fit in with this focus on Donbass, or is it more likely that withdrawal may have been the result of troops just being sickened by radiation?
I mean, I wouldn't have any way to know whether that was the case, but I do know that militarily it has no power and it has no importance to them. So you know, it's not like they're needing to hold that for anything else. And I think the Ukrainians would have to go through several other lines of Russians to get there. What they need, though, is to focus on what's going on in the Donbas, because I think they recognize that everything depends on that. And I think that you're going to see them throw in the kitchen sink on this. And it looks like so is President Zelensky.
Well, 35 countries, including the United States and the UK, have agreed to send armoured vehicles, long-range artillery to Ukraine, and much more lethal weapons. It's a real uptick in what they've been sending compared to what they've sent in the past. It's still short of what the Ukrainian president has asked for, but how crucial will this military aid be, and how soon does it need to arrive for the Ukrainians to hold the territory, which they've recently taken from the Russians, and hold that line that you've been talking about?
You know, it's going to have to come really fast. And I'll just tell you, when you get kinds of equipment, and unless it's the exact same kind of equipment they've been using, you also have to have a train up period on that. And it's not as simple as just getting some vehicles and sending them down there. They also have to physically get them there and cross the large area of open plains, which of course Russian drones and aircraft will be watching for to try to interdict along the way. So it's useful. If they can get it down there, it can certainly help, and they desperately need especially artillery. But the question is going to be, can it get there fast enough?
Colonel, as always, thank you so much for being with us. Retired US Army Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, John.